Hello my dear young minds, how are you all? Safe and secure at home, right? And today let me teach you an interesting topic, which is changing statements into yes or no questions as a part of your textual grammar. Changing statements into yes or no questions. Before going to get into the detail, let me teach you what is a statement first. A statement. I think you know that, and I think you know very well that, and you might have known that there are 4 kinds of sentence in English language, more 5, and there are 5 sentences, but very few books suggest only 4, and some grammar book, advanced grammar book, suggest 5 sentences are in English language. In that, the first one, assertive sentence or declarative sentence or affirmative sentence are statements. These are called statements. Basically, statements are always starts with subjects. Statements are always starts with subjects, and next a helping verb, and sometimes main verb, and plus object. This is a statement. Basically, any statement that can start with subject. Here we get a doubt again. What are subjects? Telugu, Hindi, English, not that. Okay, now here subjects means I, we, you, they, he, she, it, or any name. If a sentence starts with these subjects, undoubtedly it is a statement. A sentence which starts with subjects, ends with an object with full stop is called statements. If these statements are given in the examination, given in anywhere, how you need to change it into yes or no questions? How we need to change these statements into yes or no questions? Fine? And yes, I hope I gave clarity about what are statements. Statements are always starts with subjects and helping verb, main verb, and object. Object compulsory, end with the full stop compulsory, starting subjects compulsory. Sometimes in the sentences only main verb will be, sometimes in the sentence only helping verb will be, sometimes in statements both will be, right? Hope you understand what are statements. Let me go into the yes or no questions. What are yes or no questions? Fine? Yes, let's get into the topic. What are yes or no questions? Yes, a question which starts with a helping verb, see my dears, a question which starts with a helping verb and ends with a question mark, A sentence which starts with a helping verb and ends with a question mark is called yes or no question. Yes or no question. For these kind of questions, we could say only yes or no. If it is no, no. If it is yes, yes. Fine? And yes, these are always starts with helping verbs and last question mark compulsory. And for these kind of questions, we could say only either yes or no. That's why these are called yes or no questions. And yes or no questions also called as confirmation questions. Confirmation questions. Yes or no questions are also called as confirmation questions. When we have any doubt for getting confirmation, we could ask yes or no question. So that's why they are called confirmation questions. Yes, as I already told you, yes or no questions always starts with a helping verb. Na? We should know the helping verb, right? We must know the helping verbs. Let me teach you what are helping verbs, how many are there. Helping verbs are very, very important. If a sentence starts with a helping verb and ends with a question mark, undoubtedly it is a yes or no question. And before going to change statements into yes or no question, and let us know what are helping verbs. Fine? And yes, there are, so let me tell you how to remember easily helping verbs. How to remember easily helping verbs. How many letters are there in English language? 26 are there. Better to remove 2 from 26, 24. There are 24 helping verbs in English language. 24 helping verbs in English language. 24, don't forget my dears. These 24 helping verbs again divided into 2 types. These helping verbs again divided into 2 types, and the first one is primary. And you know well dear, helping verbs also known as auxiliaries. Auxiliaries are also known as helping verbs. There are 24 helping verbs divided into two types. The first one is primary, these are 11, and the modal auxiliaries, these are 13. If you learn these two, pakka you will be the master in helping verbs, how to use. So try to learn, very very important my dears. Primary, modal. And primary again divided into three types, and be forms, do forms, have forms, right? Primary again divided into three types. What are be forms? Am, is, are, present be forms, whereas was or were past be forms. Remind you once, be forms, be means existing, unduta, be. There are 5 be forms in English language. They are am, is, are, was, were. Am, is, are, was, were. Am, is, are called present be forms, whereas was, were are called past be forms. And what about do forms? Do, does, did. Do, does, did. Do forms. And what about have forms? Do, does are present do forms. Did is past be form. Past do form, sorry. And have forms. Has, have, had. Has, have, present have forms, whereas had is past have form. Past form is had. These 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These 11 are called primary helping verbs, primary auxiliaries. And let's get into the second type, modal auxiliaries. Very easy to remember. Will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, must, need, dare, ought to, use it to. Okay na? Fine my dears. Modal verbs. Will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might. See, 4 to the 8. What about remaining 5? Let us have a code with easy to remember. Will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might. And the rest 5. M, N, D, O, U. Please remember this code my dear to remember easily. 13 modal verbs excluding will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might. M, N, D, O, U. M, N, D, O, U. M stands for must, N stands for need, D stands for dare, O stands for ought to, U stands for used to. I think you understood why I am teaching helping verbs. Without helping verbs, we cannot frame yes or no questions. We cannot change statements into yes or no question. If you wanted to change the statements into yes or no question, we need helping verbs. Without these helping verbs, we cannot change yes or no questions. We cannot ask yes or no questions. We cannot frame yes or no questions without any doubt. So have a practice and try to learn seriously. Okay na? So right, primary auxiliaries, modal auxiliaries. Modal 13, will, would, shall, should, can, could, may, might, M, N, D, O, U. Remember the code M, N, D, O, U, manodu. M, N, D, O, U, manodu or manodu, whatever it is, that is the code. So you can remember with the code easily all these. Okay na? Right, M, N, D, O, U. If you remember this code, then you will get definitely modal auxiliaries without any doubt, without any losing. Okay na? Fine. And these are helping verbs. Fine. Remember and try to learn once again for your better understanding. If you are unable to remember where is helping verb in the statement, it is impossible for you to write. I hope you know that. So yes, and someone get a doubt, what is helping verb, sir? Someone will get a doubt, what is helping verb, sir? Let me teach you that too. What is helping verb? Now the question for you, and think up to that. Think up to that, what is helping verb before I am explaining to you. What is a helping verb? What is a helping verb? What is a helping verb? Yeah, how many helping verbs are there? 24. Don't forget 26. 26 letters, my dear. Better to subtract 2 and you will get 24. Okay, na, very easy to remember. 24 helping verbs in English language. And now the question for you, what is a helping verb? Right? She is cooking food. See, this is a statement. She is cooking food. A sentence which starts with a subject is nothing but a statement, right? So, can anybody identify where is helping verb? Can anybody? Where is helping verb? See, this is a main verb without any doubt. A verb, remember Nana? Remember my dears? How to remember definition for helping verb? A verb, these two are verbs. A verb which helps to the main verb. Okay, now let me remind you once. A verb which helps to the main verb is called helping verb. So, which one is helping verb here? This is helping verb. This is main verb. A verb which helps to the main verb. Can you imagine without helping verb? Can you imagine without helping verb? Read the sentence once. She cooking food, I eating food. You coming school? We will get like this. Without a helping verb, we cannot frame a question. So, these are very important. This helps to the main verb, isn't it? So, this helps to the main verb. For example, your students, your friends are there in your class. If somebody is helping you, you told that he is my helping hand. If anybody helps you a lot and you told to your friend that he is my helping hand, like that it is helping. It is helping to the main verb. A verb which helps to the main verb is called helping verb. Fine. Hope you understand the concept here. Hope you understand the definition to what is a helping verb. Let's get into the original topic, how we need to change the statements into yes or no question. Fine. Yes, yes or no question. Yeah, before writing, before explaining, think and rewind once. Make a note of all the points in your grammar notebooks. Fine. And yes. Now statements. With helping verbs, without helping verbs. Okay, na? There are two types of statements which we need to change into yes or no questions. A statement with a helping verb. Okay, na? Fine. That is the first topic. A statement. A statement with a helping verb. With a helping verb. If a statement has helping verb, how we need to change yes or no question? It is very easy. It is very easy. For example, I am teaching grammar. I am teaching grammar. Yes, this is a statement. How can you say that it is a statement? A sentence which starts with a subject, ends with an object with full stop is called statement. This statement has a helping verb. Can anybody identify where is helping verb in that? Can anybody? Without any doubt, am is a helping verb. Am is a helping verb. This is a helping verb. See, if we just interchange these two, I mean helping verb into subject place. So, subject into helping verb place. If you write the remaining sentence as it is, and if you put question mark at the end of the sentence, you will get yes or no questions without any doubt. Fine. Am I teaching grammar? Yes or no question? Yes or no question? Simple, my dear. Identify helping verb first. Interchange the two. Subject into helping verb place, helping verb into subject place. When you change helping verb into subject place, you must start with a capital letter. Am I teaching grammar? Am I teaching grammar? This is called yes or no question. This is statement. This is yes or no question. If anybody asks me, for example, I am asking myself, am I teaching grammar? If it is yes, yes, I can say. If it is no, no, I can say. Fine. That is yes or no question. One more example. Yes, second one. One more example. They are friends. They are friends. Subject, without any doubt, this is statement. If a sentence starts with a subject, it is a statement. How we can change this into a yes or no question? Yes, try to identify where is helping verb and just interchange these two and keep the question mark at end. Keep the question mark at end. You will get yes or no question easily. Very important Nana, for your textual grammar. So, what is the right yes or no question for this? Are they friends? Are they friends? Simple yes or no question. If it is yes, yes. If it is no, no. Fine. These are called changing statements into yes or no question. One more example. One more example. Example number 3. Yes. When I am using to rub the board, utilize this time to recall once all the topics, recall once all the grammar points, whatever I taught by me in this class. Fine. Yes. Third one. Third one. Let's get into the third question. I can sing a song. Okay. Not only he, I'll change he. He can sing a song. This is statement. This is statement which starts with a subject, ends with an object with full stop. So, first step, identify the helping verb. Start sentence with a helping verb. Interchange the subject into helping verb place. Can he remaining the remaining sentence as it is laid? Can he sing a song? Question mark. Can he sing a song? This is called yes or no question. If it is yes, we can say yes. If it is no, we can say no. We can say no. Can he sing a song? Of course, yes. If can he sing a song? No. These are called yes or no questions, right? And this is the one how we need to do if a statement has a helping verb. Let us go to the next topic, a statement without a helping verb. If a statement doesn't have any helping verb, then how we need to combine the sentences? Then how we need to change the question into yes or no? A statement without helping verb is another topic. A statement without helping verb. Helping verb. Right? Without a helping verb. Whenever a sentence doesn't have any helping verb, you must remember 3 forms. Those are do forms. Do, does, did. Do, does, did. If a statement doesn't have any helping verb, you should remember, you must remember do, does, did. Do, does, did. Compulsory. Compulsory do, does, did. Right. And if a verb contains without any yes or yes, without yes or yes, if verb 1 came without yes or yes, for example, play, play, there is a devil hiding in this. You know what is it here? Yes, there is a devil hiding in the main verb, that is do. Do plus play is equal to play. If a verb 1 came without any yes or yes, it has compulsory the helping verb do. So keep in mind, Nana, if a verb came without s or s, do is hiding. It is just hiding like a devil, ghost. We need to drag from that. Fine, we need to drag from that, right? And same verb 1, if a verb 1 came with s or s, with s or s, same verb 1, same v1, if that v1 came with s or s, and one more devil is hiding in that. You know what is it? Does. If there is a yes or yes at end of the sentence, undoubtedly the does is hiding in that, like a devil, like a ghost. Okay na? If a V1 came with yes or yes, Nana, what is hiding in that? Does is hiding. Does is a helping verb. So does is hiding in that. So does plus play is equal to play. If there is a yes or yes, you should remember does. If there is no yes or yes, if verb 1 came, do is there. Imagine if there is a V2. If there is a V2 like played. If there is a V2, what devil is hiding in that? Did. The devil did is hiding in the main verb. Did do plus play is equal to played. Did do plus play is equal to played. Yes. So that's why these are called devils, ghosts, which are hiding in the main verb. Yes, my dears. Remember, Nana, these three are just okay, na? So though there is a main verb, the helping verbs are hiding in the main verb. Those are do, does, did. If a statement came without a helping verb, we should remember do, does, did compulsorily. Okay, na? Let's get into the exercises. How we need to change the statements into yes or no questions. Yes, fine. She plays cricket. Second one, we eat ice cream. And next third one, I saw a film. Right. Yes, my dears. A sentence which starts with the subjects are called statements. These are statements. How we need to change these statements into yes or no question? As you already know that yes or no questions always starts with a helping verb. Is there any helping verb in this? No. Main verbs are there. Is there any helping verb in this? No. Directly main verbs are there. So if a main verb came with yes or yes, what is hiding in that? Does is hiding. Does is a devil like a ghost. Yes, my dears. She plays cricket. If there is a yes or yes to the main verb, as I already told you, there is a does hiding in that. So just interchange this. Does she? Now tell me play na plays na. We don't want to write again plays, as already yes wrote in the form of does. We should not add yes or yes again to the main verb. So does she play cricket? Simple. Does she play cricket? Question mark. Does she play cricket? Very easy, dears. Very easy. Fine. And second one, we eat ice cream. We eat ice cream. No helping verb. Statement. If there is a V1 without S or S, do is hiding. Do is hiding. Do we eat ice cream? Do we eat ice cream? Question mark. This is called yes or no question. A statement without a helping verb. And next one, last one, third one. I saw a film. No helping verb, but it is a statement. If there is a V2, as I already told you, did is hiding in that. So, did I see? Don't write did I saw, Nana. Did I see? Did I see a film? Yes. If it is no, no. We can say yes or no to these questions. So, these are called yes or no questions. I hope you understand the concept, and I hope you enjoyed this session well. And we will meet you in the next grammar topic. In our next class, I will give you some more examples to you to practice how we need to change the statements into yes or no questions, my dear. We will meet you in next session, and up to that, take care and stay home, stay safe. See you. Bye bye.